So when I went to buy this issue the other week, it was not there. It had sold out. That's why this video is late. I apologise for anyone who's waiting patiently for this. But here we have it, at long last, Batman issue 89. And, well, was it worth the wait? Well, let's get into it. The comic opens up, and I must admit, I do like this opening page where we have two random hospital workers just working in the Gotham Hospital, and they're just casually chatting away about things going on in the city. And you can imagine being in one of these people's, being in one of their shoes and thinking, you know, living in a city with, you know, Batman and all his supervillains, just all the crazy shit that would happen day to day. So I really like how this gives more of a human side to all this, these people just living in this city, having to deal with all this crime and stuff. It's really, really relatable. Then, just as it's getting a little bit too nice and cozy and comfortable and relaxing, in storms the Penguin, and he's bleeding out because of what happened in the last issue, getting stabbed by Deathstroke. And as we can see, he is still alive, thankfully. I was a bit worried in case he died. And he's storming in there, he's demanding medical attention, he's even willing to bribe people, and he threatens them as well at different points, which is quite funny. It's very in character for him, so it is. And the hospital workers get to work trying to fix him up and stuff, so I presume he will survive and will be back later on in the story. And then we see Batman goes off and fights again, so he doesn't really have time to waste with the Penguin at the moment. He goes off and fights more of these assassins. He fights this guy, sort of like an ex-army guy, I think, who has the American flag wrapped around his mouth like a bandana. He kind of reminds me of the character Nuke from the old Daredevil comics from back in the day. How he was, you know, he had the American flag on his face and stuff, and he was sort of like this anti-patriot or whatever. Or an idea of like an American soldier just gone wrong. So that's pretty interesting. Batman fights him pretty easily, takes him down. And then he fights this other guy, this really creepy guy who likes to collect teeth and stitch them in people and stuff, which is really weird. Batman has to take him down. He tries to sneak up on him, but the teeth guy sees him. I think Mr. Teeth he's called. But Mr. Teeth sees him, he senses him, and then he tries to take him down. Grabs his jaw at one point, obviously trying to go for the teeth, but Batman's not having any of it. Takes him down, you know, just like that. Two assassins, two highly trained assassins, or one was an assassin. I think this other guy was just crazy. Takes them both down, and he's off trying to figure out more stuff for the mission. And as this is all going on, we get to see what Harley and Catwoman are up to after the events of the last issue, where Catwoman was getting attacked and then Harley came and saved her. And we get to see a little bit of banter between them, which is pretty cool. It's very Gotham City Sirens-ish. The only one that's missing is Poison Ivy, but who knows, maybe she'll pop up at some point. I'm sure she will. We finally get to see who's behind all of this, the scheming and shit. There's this new character, this new villain actually, called the Designer. And he's this weird guy who wears a white mask with a big D on it. Not that kind of D. Big red letter D. And yeah, he looks a little bit like Kraven the Hunter with his get up and stuff. I'm interested to see what he's been planning this whole time and who he really is. Maybe he's someone from Batman's past, maybe he's a completely new character. It'll be interesting to see. But the story goes on, we get to see more Batman talking with Lucius. He's trying to figure all this out, he's trying to piece together all the puzzles, because all these different characters, all these different villains, this is really summing up, this whole story is really coming about as like a story about the villains and like how they all fit into this. Because you've got all these characters, all these very crazy and different characters, and we get to delve more into the history of these characters and stuff, which is really interesting. And then near the end of the story, Catwoman and Harley meet up with Batman and they have this conversation. There's quite a funny bit with Harley. She talks with Batman and stuff, and he just brushes her off as usual, you know. It just reminds me a lot of their encounters over the years. And then Bruce talks with Selina again, and Catwoman looks really guilty and really ashamed, because it seems as if there's something she's hiding from Bruce that she's never told him. Something that directly relates to the Designer and this whole story of what's been going on. Because unlike all the other bad guys and stuff, you know, who are all involved in this to some degree, Selina seems to be unique. Like, she's done something really bad, or maybe she knows something really bad. at the moment, all I have to say is I've been really enjoying the last few issues from James Tynion. I'm really liking what he's been doing with Batman and Catwoman. I've said it before, it's such a breath of fresh air compared to what we were having for years under Tom King, which was just cringe after cringe after cringe. Here, they actually feel like serious characters again, and I'm really excited to see what happened and how that affects them. And then finally, at the end, we have this little one-page epilogue. They always do this. They always do like an epilogue, which is just like one page or something, or one panel. And at long last, we finally get to see the Joker. There he is. And this is the real Joker, by the way, not the fake Joker from the last issue. That was just a dead corpse of some other guy who was disguised to make himself look like the Joker to throw everyone off. No, this is the real deal, or at least I hope it is. I hope they don't pull another bait and switch. But we see him, and the interesting thing is he's got a board up with all the different members of the Bat family, except Batman. Well, there are other members, but the main members, like all the Robins and Batgirl, are all there. And he knows their identities, which is interesting. He's somehow figured out. I don't know if this was in another story or whatever. I don't think so. I think this is the first time, to be honest, and I think he's planning something really bad for them all. It is interesting that he still doesn't know who Batman is. But he does have something planned. Also, another interesting point is that he's on the phone to this other character, who is a new villain they've just introduced. See my notes. This new character, this new villain, Punchline, who they're introducing. You can see her here on the final page. She's like talking to Joker, so be interesting to see what happens with her, what they're going to do going forward. I do know that this ties in a little bit, from what I've heard, with the big event that's coming up in a few months in the summer, the sequel to the Dark Knight's Metal. So yeah, that would be interesting to see. But yeah, I enjoyed this issue. Overall, just another solid chapter in the story. I'm really excited to find out what's been going on this whole time though, and it looks like we'll be finding that out in the next issue. So until then, I'll see you guys later.